All day long, Hey, Shabbat Shalom. I'm very busy now. You see, I'm about to go to a very important event. And I'm trying to figure out what I should wear for this very important event. You know, you don't just go to an important event dressed the way you are. You got to find the right tie. And I'm really struggling. Should it be my Jayhawk tie, my blue tie, my red tie? And I'm just trying to figure out what would be the best way to do this. Because, you see, the clothing we wear plays a very significant role on how we feel and the message that we give off. This reminds me of this week's Torah portion. It speaks about the service of the high priest in the holy temple. But here's where it gets really interesting. The high priest, being that he was the holiest person, he had a very unique, exquisite set of clothing. In fact, he had 8 very special sacred clothing. What's interesting is that the high priest had to wear all of his clothing as he participated in the divine service in the holy temple every single day. But this is where it gets really interesting. This week's Torah portion tells us that on the holiest day of the year, on Yom Kippur, the high priest, the holiest person, would enter the holiest space, the Holy of Holies. So you have your triple holy, holiest person, holiest space, holiest time. But the most interesting thing of all of this is that when it came that very unique, significant time, he would remove his clothing and take off all the layers of magnificent, exquisite, unique, and sacred clothing. And instead he would walk in without any diamonds, without any precious stones, without any silver, but simply with white clothing. And the obvious question is asked, if the high priest wore very special clothing on a regular Tuesday, why does he take it all off when he goes into the Holy of Holies? I mean, even I, simple Jew, when I go to an event, I want to find the right tie. Why does he take it all off? And the answer is so profound, my friends. There's a message here. You see, many of us very often feel like we're not special enough. We don't know enough. We're not knowledgeable enough. We're not connected enough. We're just simple people. And we tend to get discouraged. Sometimes we look at someone who knows more than us and we say, that's a holy Jew. That's a knowledgeable Jew. What am I? Just a simple guy. Well, here's the message. You see, when the high priest went into the Holy of Holies, he took off all of his exquisite garments. He took off all of the beautiful stones that he would wear, which represent knowledge and connection and feeling. And instead he walked in like a simple Jew, pure white clothing. And he said, Hineni, God, I am here, just you and I. There's something special about simplicity. Think about the prayer of a simple child. A child stands up to pray before God. The child doesn't know any games. The child just knows that it's the child and it's God. The child may not know the deepest esoteric teachings and mystical explanations, but one thing the child knows, it is I talking to God. So my friends, this Shabbat's a great time. Take off all those layers. Bring out the white clothing. Bring out your innermost self. Connect with your soul. Find a way to express your innermost self and embrace that simplicity, because a pure heart is really all that God wants. So Shabbat Shalom, I better go find my white tie.